and co-founder of Alliance of Moms and board member for Alliance for Children's Rights, Kelly Zajfen.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing tonight? I am so grateful to be here, to be able to celebrate my dear friend and co-founder of Alliance of Moms and board member for Alliance for Children's Rights, Kelly Zajfen. When the Duchess of Sussex stepped onto the red carpet in a stunning navy strapless Ralph Lauren gown at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel for the Alliance for Children's Rights' 34th annual Champions for Children Gala on March 19, 2026, she was not there merely as a former working royal or a public figure navigating the complexities of life in the spotlight. She was there as a friend. The woman who just months earlier had stood in tearful solidarity at a tennis tournament honoring a lost child, and who now cradled her best friend's growing baby bump with the gentle familiarity of someone who had walked beside her through unimaginable grief. The words Meghan spoke that evening were simple but profound. I am so grateful to be here to be able to celebrate my dear friend and co-founder of Alliance of Moms and board member for Alliance for Children's Rights, Kelly Zajfen. In that brief sentence, delivered with evident emotion, Meghan encapsulated a relationship that has become one of the most authentic and inspiring friendships in the public eye, a bond forged in joy, tested by tragedy, and strengthened through unwavering mutual support. To fully appreciate the significance of Meghan's tribute, one must first understand the woman speaking those words. The Duchess of Sussex, 44, has spent the better part of the last decade navigating a life of extraordinary public scrutiny, from her acclaimed acting career on Suits to her marriage into the British royal family and her subsequent departure alongside Prince Harry, consistently demonstrating a commitment to using her platform for meaningful impact. What often gets lost in the tabloid headlines and the noise of royal commentary is the consistency of Meghan's character. Those who know her best describe a woman of fierce loyalty, genuine warmth, and an almost instinctive ability to show up for others, with her longtime friend and Suits co-star Abigail Spencer once writing of Meghan, "I've learned so much from Meg. The power of a handwritten note, the loveliness of surprise flowers, that she has a perpetual Rolodex in her brain of recommendations for the heart, soul, and body." This is not a woman who performs friendship for the cameras. This is a woman who, according to multiple sources, has spent years quietly supporting causes and people she believes in, often without seeking recognition. And her appearance at the Champions for Children Gala came amid a swirl of media speculation about her professional partnerships. Yet, she chose to step into the public eye, not to address rumors, but to celebrate her friend's achievements. A choice that speaks volumes about her priorities. Meghan's journey from actress to duchess to independent humanitarian and entrepreneur has been marked by a consistent thread: the elevation of women, children, and vulnerable communities. And her work with organizations like SmartWorks, the Hub Community Kitchen, and now her continued support of the Alliance for Children's Rights reflects a deep-seated belief in practical, grassroots compassion. When she stood on that red carpet praising Kelly Zajfen, she was honoring not just a friend, but a kindred spirit who shares her vision of what it means to truly serve others. The friend Meghan came to celebrate, Kelly McKee Zajfen, is herself a figure of remarkable strength and purpose. Known in Los Angeles philanthropic circles as a steel rose, Kelly is far more than a celebrity friend or socialite, as she is the co-founder of Alliance of Moms, an organization she established in 2014 alongside actress Jessica Biel to address one of society's most overlooked populations, pregnant and parenting teens in the foster care system. Kelly's path to this work was shaped by her recognition of a profound injustice, as the young women she serves, aged 14 to 21, face staggering obstacles, with statistics revealing that 25% of these girls become mothers before age 17, and 40% have a second child while still teenagers. And without intervention, their high school graduation rate hovers at just 58%. Yet, through Alliance of Moms' comprehensive approach, providing parenting guidance, psychological counseling, and vocational training, that rate has been elevated to an impressive 89%. But Kelly's story is also one of personal tragedy transformed into purpose. In 2022, she experienced every parent's worst nightmare, the sudden death of her 9-year-old son, George, from COVID-19 and viral meningitis. And in the days that followed, as Kelly kept a 72-hour vigil at her son's bedside, it was Meghan who arrived at the hospital with home-cooked food, refusing to leave her friend's side. That moment marked a turning point in their friendship, a deepening from casual acquaintances to what Kelly has called soulmates. And in the years since, Kelly has channeled her grief into action with the George Zajfen tennis tournament, an annual fundraiser for the Alliance for Children's Rights, becoming a living memorial to her son, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for vulnerable children. While a particularly poignant initiative born from her loss is the Memory Preservation Program, which helps young mothers create life storybooks for their children, ensuring that every child's story, like George's, will be remembered. The bond between Meghan and Kelly stretches back nearly 2 decades, predating Meghan's royal life by years, as the two women first met through Meghan's ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, establishing a connection that would prove remarkably enduring, with Kelly herself marveling at the length of their friendship. I've actually known her for almost 20 years. She even came to my wedding 15 years ago, and she's been the most amazing, nurturing, fun-loving human. What makes this friendship particularly noteworthy is how it has weathered the extreme changes in Meghan's life. When Meghan was navigating the intensity of royal life and the media firestorm that accompanied her relationship with Prince Harry, Kelly was there, reportedly showing up at Kensington Palace with whiskey in hand when her friend needed support most. And when Meghan and Harry made the difficult decision to step back from royal duties and relocate to California, Kelly became part of their new support system in Montecito, living nearby and providing the kind of grounded friendship that transcends status or circumstance. The depth of their connection is perhaps best captured in Kelly's own words following the George Zajfen tennis tournament in October 2025, when she wrote a public tribute to Meghan and Prince Harry that revealed the true nature of their relationship. Meg and H, you continue to amaze me with your commitment to community and your fierce loyalty and love in friendship. We are so grateful you chose to support the Alliance again this year. I'm always in awe of your ability to show up for others, for this cause, and for our family. Thank you for holding Georgie in your hearts and helping us carry his light forward. We love you. These are not the words of a casual acquaintance. They are the words of someone who has been seen in her darkest moments, whose child's memory has been honored and carried by friends who treat that loss as their own. And Meghan and Harry's attendance at the tennis tournament, where Meghan was visibly moved to tears during Kelly's speech, with Harry's hand resting protectively on her hip, demonstrated the genuine emotional investment they have in their friend's healing and her mission. Against this backdrop of shared history and mutual support, the 34th Annual Champions for Children Gala took on special significance. The event, held at the Beverly Wilshire, a landmark hotel that has hosted countless Hollywood and philanthropic gatherings, was designed to honor Kelly's work with Alliance of Moms and her broader contributions to the Alliance for Children's Rights. The Alliance for Children's Rights, the parent organization, has been a cornerstone of Los Angeles child advocacy for over 3 decades. Its mission encompassing providing legal services, education advocacy, safe housing, and comprehensive support for vulnerable children and youth navigating the foster care system. And the Champions for Children Gala represents the organization's largest fundraising event of the year, bringing together philanthropists, celebrities, and community leaders to support its vital work. When Meghan arrived, she was immediately embraced by Kelly, and the two women shared a warm hug that set the tone for the evening. Meghan, radiant in her navy gown, accessorized with gold Chanel earrings and bracelets, her hair swept up in an elegant low bun, while Kelly, glowing with her pregnancy, wore a black gown that gracefully showcased her growing bump, and together they posed for photographers, with Meghan gently cradling Kelly's belly, a gesture that spoke to her excitement for her friend's impending arrival and the new chapter it represents. This moment was particularly poignant given the circumstances, as Kelly's pregnancy with a baby boy comes after the devastating loss of her son George just 3 years prior, and she announced her pregnancy in November with a moving Instagram post. Sometimes, just sometimes, when you let light in through the broken pieces of your heart, love grows. Baby boy coming this spring. For Meghan, who has supported Kelly through grief and now through the tentative joy of a new pregnancy, cradling that bump was an act of profound solidarity, a visible reminder that she has been present for all of it. While the red carpet moments captured media attention, the true significance of the evening lay in what the two women represent together, a model of how friendship can amplify purpose, as Kelly's work with Alliance of Moms has been transformed by Meghan's support, and Meghan's philanthropic vision has been enriched by Kelly's grassroots expertise. Behind the scenes, Meghan has reportedly been far more involved than the public knows, with sources indicating that she has not only attended Alliance of Moms events, but has also leveraged her extensive network to support the organization in substantial ways. At one private fundraiser, Meghan reportedly raised $2.3 million in just 20 minutes, a feat that earned her the nickname nuclear-level fundraiser from those who witnessed it. These efforts are undertaken quietly, with Meghan often insisting on anonymity or downplaying her role. The collaboration extends to Prince Harry as well, as Kelly has spoken warmly of Harry's involvement, and the couple's Arkawan Foundation has been a lead supporter of the George Zajfen tennis tournament for 2 consecutive years, with Harry even spotted helping with practical tasks, such as delivering supplies for Alliance of Moms events, leading Kelly to joke about having a real-life prince as her free driver. This partnership reflects a broader philosophy that both Meghan and Kelly share, that meaningful change happens when people show up consistently, not just for glamorous events, but for the unglamorous work of supporting vulnerable populations, as Kelly's organization focuses on young mothers who are often overlooked, teenagers navigating parenthood while also trying to complete their education, build stability, and heal from their own trauma. And both women have demonstrated a willingness to invest their time, resources, and emotional energy into making it successful. The Champions for Children Gala took place against an unusual backdrop of media scrutiny, as just days before the event, a Variety article had made headlines with claims about tensions between the Sussexes and Netflix, including allegations about Meghan's behavior in professional settings. But the couple and their representatives vigorously denied these claims, with their lawyer describing the portrayal as misogynistic, and Prince Harry calling specific allegations of. Amid all the noise and speculation, Meghan chose clarity through action, stepping out with quiet confidence and a steady sense of purpose that needed no explanation, showing up smiling, grounded, and fully present for her friend, focusing on celebration rather than distraction. And in doing so, she reminded everyone watching that real life continues beyond headlines. Her warmth and ease speaking volumes about where she stands, secure in herself, supported by genuine friendships, and committed to causes that extend far beyond fleeting narratives. While voices within the industry also pushed back against the chatter, reinforcing that creative partnerships evolve naturally and that much of what circulates publicly often lacks full context, subtly shifting the focus back to what actually matters, which in this case was not speculation, but impact, not rumor, but relationship. And at the heart of it all was a friendship that has quietly endured for years, built not on convenience or visibility, but on consistency, loyalty, and shared humanity, the kind of bond that shows up in hospital rooms during unimaginable grief, in private moments of encouragement, and in public spaces where support is given freely, without expectation. And that depth is what makes it stand out in a world where many connections feel temporary or performative. Because what Meghan and Kelly share reflects something far more grounded, a mutual understanding shaped by life's highest highs and lowest lows. And as they stood side by side, there was an unspoken story in their presence, one of resilience, trust, and unwavering support that cannot be manufactured or staged. It simply exists because it has been lived. And that authenticity naturally extends into the work they champion together, focusing on uplifting vulnerable mothers and children, turning personal compassion into collective impact, and ensuring that their efforts reach beyond a single moment into something lasting, something meaningful, something that continues to ripple outward long after events like this end. And as the evening drew to a close, what remained was not the glamour or the flash of cameras, but the feeling of something genuine, a reminder that true influence is not about dominating headlines, but about showing up with intention, again and again, even when the spotlight is complicated, even when narratives attempt to distract. Because in the end, presence speaks louder than speculation, and action always outlasts noise. And Meghan's choice to simply be there, to stand beside her friend, to celebrate without addressing the chaos, ultimately said everything that needed to be said, proving that sometimes the strongest response is not a statement, but a moment lived with honesty, grace, and unwavering focus on what truly matters, leaving behind not controversy, but clarity, not doubt, but a quiet, undeniable sense of purpose that continues to define her path forward.